My name is Joaquin Wilfong. I'm a student at Southeast Missouri State University. My favorite activity that easily have to be Pathfinders Society. Pathfinders Society is a role-playing game, so if you're familiar with Dungeons and Dragons at all, it's a lot like that. It's significant for me because of the community. You know, I'm a pretty outspoken nerd, and until fairly recently with stuff like video games and comic book movies becoming much more popular, it wasn't very chic, not very accepted to be a nerd. So to be able to find this community of people with like-minded interests, be able to do something and interact with them, that was really valuable to me. Different people get different things out of this game, and just kind of like how I was explaining that certain people build characters based off archetypes from fiction, you'll find that there's certain archetypal players. You kind of have your dice rollers that are there to just, kick in the door, roll the dice, kill the dragon, take its treasure. I've created concepts I've come up with myself, as well as inspiration from other sources. People kind of like to play their, dashing knights, their charming rogues, their wise wizards, a lot of character archetypes that you see in media. People like to use that as a springboard to create their characters. So I'm currently playing a guy named Voss Argyll. He's a fighter from the nation of Taldor. So I remember this particular character I used to play, Jasper Lafleur, and Jasper was a little bit on the opposite end of the spectrum for a thief, very kind of meek, very cowardly, didn't want to fight even though he was an adventurer, but that's kind of how things go. So if he were to encounter, say, a dragon, he'd look up to it, and instead of wanting to talk with him, he'd go, guys, that's a big dragon. I don't really think we should be fighting that. I don't know that we want to talk with it. In fact, why don't you guys go and talk with them, and I'll just stick back here for a little bit. The game master is the person who creates the world and describes it to the players. He tells them about the locations they go to, the monsters they might encounter, to the creatures you encounter, the people you meet, their personalities, their culture. I have all kinds of friends as a result of this community. Oh, absolutely. I feel I've become a much better public speaker and narrator as a result of this.